What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in today and chit-chatting with me about some movies. Today we're going to be talking about a masterpiece, a pure masterpiece from 1966. This is, before we get started, see, you thought I was going to go before I told you to hit like and subscribe. I'm not. Do that now, guys. But today we are going to be talking about a masterpiece in the Western genre from 1966, directed by Mr. Sergio Leone. You know it. You love it. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And guys, this is, by many, considered one of the greatest Westerns ever made. Well, the Man with No Name trilogy, is three of the best Westerns ever. But this one in particular, it stands the test of time. It is fantastic. Almost a 3-hour runtime. But today, guys, I'm going to review it. We're going to talk about some of the intricacies and the characters and all that. But we've heard all that before. If you've seen this movie, then you know how good it is. You know about the characters. You know about the cinematography and the score by Ennio Morricone and all the goodness of The Good and the Bad, the Ugly. Today, I'm just going to share with you my personal feelings on the film and my personal experiences with the film. So the first time I saw The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was with my grandfather back in the probably early 2000s. It was Louisiana, hot summers, afternoons. You don't want to be outside working in the heat. My grandfather's retired. I'm at home from school. And so we sit down and we watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And as a teenager, young adult, I thought that it was an excellent Western. I just didn't realize how good of a Western it was. Now you fast forward, so, maybe a decade, and my brother, we went and saw it in the theater like 2 days before he passed away. They were re-showing it. It was like a anniversary showing or whatever. And so we went and saw it a couple of days before he passed away. And so that's another reason that the movie has a special place in my heart and why I will always consider it a masterpiece. And, because of sentimental reasons, I guess. But I've always enjoyed a good Western, a good yarn set in the American frontier. I have always enjoyed those. And I don't know if it was growing up with a grandfather who was a Roy Rogers and a Tyrone Power kind of Western guy. Like, he loved a good Western too. I remember watching Lonesome Dove with him one summer, on VHS from the library. It was like 6 tapes or something, incredibly long. We watched that sucker, though. So I grew up with someone who was old school. He liked the old black and white Westerns. He liked, Clint Eastwood movies in general kind of thing. He loved Joe Kidd and Hang 'em High, Pale Rider. My granddad loved those kind of Westerns. He liked Clint Eastwood. He liked John Wayne. I'm not a big John Wayne fan myself, but, that was his generation. So that's why I think that I enjoy a good Western. And this is one of those Westerns. Sergio Leone, he directed, the way that he directed this film, the cinematography he uses where he, zooms in on the eyes when they're having a stare down, fixing to have a shootout. And the way that our characters are portrayed by their actors is also something just special. Like Lee Van Cleef, dude, his guy, the bad piece of garbage. I mean, he kills women, children. He don't care. He is just scum. But he plays that character so well. He is so sinister looking. I love me some Lee Van Cleef. I think that dude is awesome. And then we have Eli Wallach as the Mexican Bandito scoundrel. He's like our Han Solo kind of character. And then we have Clint Eastwood's Blondie. And I like his character, but I don't think that his character is quite as good as Van Cleef and Eli Wallach. They really bring a zest to their characters, some gusto. Whereas Clint Eastwood, I feel like he's just Clint Eastwood. He is Clint Eastwood in Pale Rider, like he's Clint Eastwood in Joe Kidd. I don't think there's very much differentiating between his Western characters and him. you know, if that makes sense. I love them, don't get me wrong. I mean, Clint Eastwood, to me, he's the man's man, you know what I mean? When he comes walking out in that little poncho with the cigar and the cup, get out of town. He is going to mess you up if you screw around with him. So, but again, he's the man's man. He's the cool cat. But I think that Clint Eastwood is just Clint Eastwood in most of his Westerns. He always kind of, to me, he feels like he plays the same character. Whereas Lee Van Cleef in this, he feels like he's really into that character. He is portraying that character. He is him, you know. Same with Eli Wallach. Like I said, I love the cinematography and the dynamic shots of the eyes before they draw pistols, and the, you know, like the kind of scoundrel ways of Eastwood and Wallach. Like, because Eastwood, he's still a scoundrel. He's also a Han Solo type. He's still a scoundrel too. He's not good, but he ain't as bad as the other two. You know what I mean? And so I like their characters. I like the score. Ennio Morricone, man, that guy, I guess I'm pronouncing his name right. But, I mean, he has the Ecstasy of Gold. I mean, that in and of itself is a legendary piece of music. You know? I mean, Metallica's used it for their symphony albums. UFC has used it in some of their promotional material. What is it? Modelo uses it in their commercials. I mean, it is a legendary piece of music. And then we also have the, I can't remember what it is. It's the, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, the music, what's this? I don't even know the name of that song, but it's like, woo you, bwah, bwah, bwah. That one. That's legendary. I mean, who hadn't heard that ringtone walking through a store at some point? You know, that's also a legendary piece of music. So not only is this a legendary film, not only is it a legendary, you know, with legendary actors, and it's you know, just it's so well put together. It's technically sound. It's beautiful to look at. Not only is it all of that, but then you have legendary pieces of music that go with it. That's like Titanic and that Celine Dion song. Like, that's legendary music that goes with a legendary movie. You know what I mean? And I think that is so cool. I love that. And I just love the good and the bad and the ugly. Like I said, it's always going to have a very special place in my heart because my grandfather and my brother, I've enjoyed that film with two people who are no longer here with us and who I love very much. And so it will always have that special place in my heart. Every time I watch it, they're sitting beside me. I know it. You know what I mean? So thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm sure all of us have probably seen it at some point. If you haven't, you can check it out on Prime and AMC Plus. I'm going to give it 2 big thumbs up, of course. And just thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys, and talking for a little bit about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you haven't done it already, hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them, my friends. Peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.